In the name of Allah, the most gracious, the most merciful. We will show them our signs in the horizons and within themselves until it becomes clear to them that it is the one truth. But is it not sufficient concerning your Lord that He is over all things a witness? Qur'an Fussilat 41:53. Question. We would like a brief and concise explanation of the ways in which the microcosm and macrocosm, that is, man and the universe, point to the necessity and oneness of God and the lordly attributes and sacred affairs, as expressed by these two comprehensive verses. The meaning expressed by these two comprehensive verses. When it says comprehensive verse, ayat-i kamiyah, it means its meaning is very jama, all-encompassing. Its content is very vast. The necessity, vukub, and oneness, vahdaniyat of God, and the lordly attributes, evsaf, and sacred affairs, shunat, expressed by these two comprehensive verses. Now, there is the existence of God. There is the existence, the essence of God. And there is the fact that His essence is necessary. Vasip. These are all separate connections. That is, the existence of the being who created this universe, His being, and the necessity of His being, meaning He was not created, His existence is from Himself. For example, the universe exists, and we exist, but our existence is not from ourselves. We were created later. It is not from ourselves. God's existence is from Himself and not created later. He whose existence is necessary is called wajib, necessary being. So in these treatises, both God's existence and the necessity of that existence will be proven. Also the oneness of God, wahdaniyat-i ilahiyya. Then the lordly attributes and sacred affairs, ifsaf ve shunat rabbaniye. That Lord of ours also has many names and attributes. He has power, knowledge, wisdom, mercy. Those will also be explained. Then the sacred affairs, shunat rabbaniye. Here shunat refers both to the actions, deeds, and activities of God Almighty in the universe, and also to the counterparts of feelings in humans like being pleased or joyful, expressed in terms befitting God Almighty's essence, with phrases like sacred contentment, memnuniyet imukadese, or sacred joy, surur umukadese. Now on our side, these truths pertaining to God Almighty are found in the microcosm and macrocosm, which are man and the universe. There are two worlds, the small world, man, and the big world, the universe. Yes. So from this small world, which is man, and the big world, which is the universe, there are proofs, signs, and indicators of God's existence, His oneness, the necessity of His being, and all His names and attributes. That is, by looking at man and the universe, we can understand God's existence. We can understand that God is necessary, one, and all His names and attributes. There are indications and signs of this. The request is, explain these to us in a brief and concise manner. In other words, show us the paths, the indications, the signs from the universe that lead to God, but do so briefly and concisely. So why do they make such a request? Because the deniers have gone very far, too far. This century has become such a century. Those who deny God have gone too far. In this age, they say things like, until when will we raise our hands and say, and He is powerful over all things? That is, God forbid, they are asking, are we still going to believe in God? Are we still going to say such a being exists? Are we going to ask for everything from Him? In a way that is, so to speak, somewhat mocking. They are saying, give us explanations that will silence these unbelievers, these deniers, that will shut their mouths so that we can silence them. The answer: all of the 33 words that have been written are 33 drops from the ocean of that verse and from the sea of truth that it expresses. All 33 words that have been written, that is, the entirety of the book, the words, are 33 drops from the ocean of that verse and from the sea of truth from which it effuses its grace. That is, if we think of the Qur'ans, or even just this verse, as an ocean, I have only been able to explain 33 drops from that ocean. The works I have written are only 33 drops from that sea, that ocean. If you look at them, you can receive your answer. For instance, this expression also reveals the master's, ustad's, perspective on the Qur'an, his reverence for the Qur'an. A person might say, I am explaining this verse. This is the meaning of this verse. The master, for example, does not say that. He says the meaning of this verse is like an ocean. My expressions are only 33 drops from that ocean. It possesses infinitely more truths. Yes. Now we will read 2 of the 33 windows.